I want to really quickly talk about how information is being not only suppressed, but it's being bought and paid for right before our very eyes. And even those channels and influencers that you follow that are for the truth, all those dudes inadvertently, whether they know it or not, are bought and paid for. And it's so frustrating because have you noticed that information online is being scrubbed like right before our very eyes? Like you can't even find shit anymore online. Like when you Google anything now, it's a bunch of ads, and usually, remember, like it could be the name of a song or the name of a movie or a television show or an actor or whatever, something significant and important, right? A person, place, or thing. And then like the first couple of hits would be the Wikipedia entry, right? And we all know that Wikipedia is bought and paid for, is heavily edited, heavily censored. Like you can even, there are even websites that are like Wiki Watchers or whatever it is that view the real-time edits and they save you screenshots, right? Because they also want to get rid of Wayback Machine. Like you notice that? Like there have been reports how these big telecom companies want to get rid of the Wayback Machine and every service like .archive is service that's available out there that, you know, captures a website and saves it for future use just in case anything goes wrong. Oh, look, here's what they used to say before they, boom, changed it, right? And that's what's happening with the internet. And it's really frustrating. And so now you have all these fucking grifters, man, on YouTube, on social media, and like they tap in and play into this whole left-right bullshit paradigm, right? Oh, my team versus your team, red versus blue, right? And it's so fucking cringe, dude. Like, I'm going to admit something right now. I voted for Cheeto twice, and it's probably not going to happen again for anyone ever. Because like when you start looking deep into this shit, right, it really doesn't fucking matter. And then like both sides, they shame you for like, you know, not doing your due diligence, your civil duty, right? And they use these buzzwords, like pre-approved buzzwords, and they shame you for having any ounce of critical thought. And which takes me to this whole thing of like calling everybody a conspiracy theorist. And that's like the most insulting thing you can call somebody, because what you're doing is you're devoiding any critical thought. Like if you are a doubter, right, and you find someone who is thinking outside the box, all of a sudden your go-to is, oh, I know you got that from, oh, that's a conspiracy theory. Oh, right. These like default NPR / like matrix pre-programmed like responses, right? That stem from this digital Rolodex that the system wants you to repeat and regurgitate over and over, because it's actually voiding you of critical thought. And when you really think about it, it's like, no, dude, I read a book on this subject. Or no, I've been researching this for the longest time. Or I go to school and, you know, I've studied this in one of my semesters, in one of my classes, and what you're saying is wrong. And then what they do is that they sick these like fact checkers on you, right? And all that is there for is to how should I say this, to solidify this confirmation bias that people have, and that the system wants you to continue to regurgitate. Because remember, you can't think freely. We think for you, right? And this is both sides. So don't think that it's just like one side, oh, you know, the left or the right, right? And what I realize is that the system, even on this platform, really dislike like free thinkers in the middle, because it's like you can't fucking figure them out. And it's like Generation X. Did you know that Generation X is the only generation that truly went from analog to digital? And I was talking to people about this, and they don't even know that. I'm from Generation X, because we've seen like, I mean, we were the ones that were playing like Sony Walkmans, cassettes, right? And also playing records. And from one day to the next, it went from that to CDs. And I remember that. I vividly remember that. And even back in the day, there were people who were technically savvy, and they were saying, "Yo, this whole digital shit is whack," because they've actually gone down into the nitty gritty of the actual digital signal and realized that there was a lot of information missing, even within the original recordings. So they had to really change the way they recorded sound and recorded music. Right? Why am I talking about that? Because we went through that transition, the first analog to digital transition, and we're the last ones, right? But then you have the system calling us boomers when they don't. People that use that word don't even know what that word means, because boomers is a reference to baby boomers that were born after the Second World War. You feel me? And so like the Generation X is like almost like the last of the Mohicans, the last of the free thinkers before we started going into like these new generations that I mean, oh man, like today's generation. I keep hearing this from a lot of people, even younger than me, and they keep telling me, yo, if this is the next generation, and they're in their 20s, bro, if this is the next generation, I'm fucked, because like by the time these kids get older, like imagine what the devoid of information, of critical thought, of critical thinking skills, right? That these people will lack as they get older. And then you're starting to see that right now. But like to wrap it all up into the grand scheme of things, it's like the fact that they don't want us to think for ourselves, by ourselves, right? And then have an opinion based on our findings, bro. Really dangerous times. And with the scrubbing of the internet, scrubbing of information, it's like you don't even know where to turn to anymore. And so I see that happening all over these quote unquote fucking truther channels and shit, right? Bro, most of them are full of shit, and I'll tell you why. Because once they start getting bigger and bigger and the audience starts growing, there is a level of compromise, because they're looking into the algorithm, they're looking into the statistics of their channel, of where the information, where the viewers are coming from, where the clicks are coming from, and they'll start to cater their information based on those back end analytics. And that's when you start to self-censor your information. And this is what I'm talking about. Like what I'm talking about here is what they don't want you to talk about in general, because it's like, yo, this guy, he's fucking kook, brush him over to the side. He's fucking has-been, fucking conspiracy theorist, fucking right-winger. All these like stupid labels that they throw at you, because what they don't realize is if you stop to think about the information that's presented to you, and then you like really psychoanalyze everything and start reading in between the lines, bro, let me tell you something. Like now you're Neo from the Matrix. Now you see in binary code ones and zeros, right? And I'm talking about everything from what happened in 2020, what happened during the 60s with Kennedy, what happened in I don't know, this whole another thing that's getting on my nerves, and this is how I started my journey into like alternative research, was like UFOs and aliens and all that shit. I came to realize, bro, that is all fucking crock of shit, dude. It really is, man. And it really breaks my heart, because like deep down inside, all these science fiction heads, they want this to be from aliens from outer space, from other star systems. Bro, it's all here, dog. It's all interdimensional as far as like my research goes. And like and even religion is like a big part of it too. Like they don't want you to see outside the box. They want you confined in these like small little spaces of thought, right? And like when you start to research deep, bro, they're all in on it, dude. Like all sides, science, religion, everybody, they just want to keep humanity in this like, microcosmic bubble of free thought. But once you start getting outside of that space, man, the world is yours, bro.